Everyone, I'm Jake with the Dirt Road Men, and this is Badass Motherfuckers of History. Drink first. Today we have Master Sergeant Roy Benavidez. So 1965, Roy Benavidez arrives in Vietnam. Shortly after his arrival, he was on patrol and he stepped on a goddamn landmine. Fuck. Severely injuring his legs and his back. Well, no shit. He was told he would never walk again. Roy said, fuck that bullshit. I need to get back to Nam. So, he would slip out of his bed in the middle of the night when the nurses and doctors weren't around and crawl on his stomach over to a nearby wall, and then using his elbows and his chin, pull himself upright and stand there. And once he could get to where he was standing upright, he would start with moving his toes, and then moving his feet back and forth, and then his ankles, and then finally his legs. When it was time to be discharged, like medically discharged from the military, he hopped up as fast as he could out of bed and pleaded with the doctor, who, after Roy took a step forward, told him, look, if you can walk out of the room, I'll tear these papers up. Well, he did. And began a grueling recovery. And after running 5 miles every day and making 3 parachute jumps, he was allowed to return to combat in Vietnam. May 2nd, 1968. He volunteered for a rescue mission after hearing a plea for help over radio and seeing 3 helicopters return to offload the dead and assess damage to their aircrafts. He grabbed his medic bag and boarded the chopper with just his bag and his knife. Once they got to where the 12-man patrol was pinned down, it was fucking impossible to land due to the outrageous small arms and anti-aircraft fire from the 1,000 motherfuckers trying to shoot it down. So armed with only his knife and his medical bag, Roy did what any badass probably wouldn't do. He jumped into hell from 30 to 50 feet in the air and ran 75 meters to save his brothers. By the time he reached the men, he had been shot in the leg, the head, and the motherfucking face. Slowing him down a little bit, probably, but not stopping this fucking train. Immediately upon reaching the distressed men, he started trying to save them, pull them back to the helicopter, and dispensing morphine. When he gets there, he is shot again, this time in the gut, and then fucking grenaded in the back. Freedom train keeps rolling. You commie fucks. As he is grenaded, about the same time he got grenaded, his pilot is killed and the chopper goes down. But he makes his way back to where the wreckage was and is shot a couple more times in the thigh and then clubbed in the mouth with the buttstock, damaging his jaw and the roof of his mouth, then slashed a few times in the shoulders and arms and stabbed with a fucking bayonet. He pulls the bayonet out from his body, grabs his own knife, and leaves it in the bastard who attacked him, and then continued to call in airstrikes and a new helicopter. After making sure everyone was out of there, after making sure everyone he was there for got out, plus 3 dead enemies, and all the intel, I cannot read my handwriting, and all intel was either destroyed or gathered, he allowed himself to be pulled onto the chopper. He allowed himself. With one arm he was holding in his intestines, and the other arm he couldn't move. By the time they got back to base, the doctors pronounced Roy dead. But as they were zipping him up in his body bag, he summoned up enough strength to spit in the doctor's face. on February 24th, 1981, Ronald Reagan presented him with the Congressional Medal of Honor because even after receiving 7 major gunshot wounds, one of which entered his back and exited just below his heart, 28 shrapnel holes from head to feet, a destroyed lung, and slashes on his shoulders, arms, and head. Death walked in, looked at Sergeant Benavidez that day, and said, "I'm gonna have a cigarette." You get the fuck out of here.
Now break all the bones in your face they don't make. Love got bad enough to take away all this pain that you caused me, you bitch. Tick a ditch is the price that you pay.
If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, drop us a comment, and check out our Facebook page for daily updates.